Hi everyone, hope you're well, and I hope the new year's got off to a good start for you. This is my energy read for the first 2 to 3 months of 2023. I'm going to start by talking about the astrology, and then I'll give my intuitive messages. Then I'll explain these cards I've pulled. And at the end, I might talk about a yoga class I was at yesterday. I got some good insights from the teacher there, so that end bit will be for the hardcore listeners. Okay, so starting off with the astrology, I've looked at it myself, and I've also listened to some astrologers I really respect, so Bracker Goldsmith and Pam Gregory and the Astrology podcast. And the general consensus is that March is the big month this year for astrology. So it's very big, it's very dynamic. There's lots of change happening during March, which I'll explain in a minute. And March feels more like the start of the year. And actually, March is the start of the astrological year with the sun moving into Aries on the spring equinox. But so January and February are still very much tying up loose ends. We're in a Mercury retrograde at the moment, so that was from the 29th of December, and it finishes retrograding on the 19th of January. So if you know your astrology chart, it's going back from 24 degrees of Capricorn to 12 degrees of Capricorn. And then it moves forwards again back to 24 degrees of Capricorn on the 7th of February. So it's not till then we're clear of the retrograde. So that's why I say it's still tying up loose ends. Okay, so what's going on in March that makes it so big? First of all, it is just the start of the astrological year with the equinox on the 21st, spring or autumn. And also that day, which is unusual, it's a new moon. So there's a new moon at 0 degrees of Aries. So it's very new, fresh energy. Okay, second big thing is Saturn moving after nearly 3 years, I think, into Pisces. So that happens on the 8th of March. We've had 3 years of Saturn in Aquarius, and now we get very fresh energy in Pisces. Saturn does retrograde in June, but it doesn't go back into Aquarius. It still stays in Pisces and then moves forwards again. So what does this mean? Saturn is the planet of structure, hard work, lessons, and grounding. So where you have Saturn in your chart, that's where you're forced to work hard, be challenged, learn new things, but it sets up a really stable foundation for the future. So Saturn isn't anything to be scared of. Unless you're scared of hard work, but hard work is, what helps move us on. And Pisces is all about deep inner knowing, intuition, health, spirituality, and time. So Saturn moving into that sphere is really interesting. What would be interesting for yourself is to know where Pisces is in your chart and see where Saturn is moving in there. So we've got new moon in Aries, no big retrogrades, I believe, in March, Saturn into Pisces, and then we have another big one. Pluto is moving into Aquarius. Now, Pluto only changes planets every 20 years. So, I think it was 2008 that it left Capricorn, went into Aquarius, and now it's in Aquarius until January 2044. There is a little bit of backwards and forwards. So with Pluto, 24th of March moves into Aquarius. It retrogrades on the 2nd of May, keeps retrograding back into Capricorn on the 12th of June, then moves direct on the 11th of October, so direct through Capricorn, and gets back direct into Aquarius on the 22nd of January 2024. So that's about a year's time. It may, after that, retrograde once more back into Capricorn, but we're really getting a strong taste and a strong feel for what Pluto in Aquarius will be like from the 24th of March. So Pluto is the planet of power and the underworld, great depths and transformation. So Pluto transforms. And in Aquarius, I mean, we've had a taste of this with Jupiter and Saturn in Aquarius from 2020 to 2023. You know, let's just think about what happened in those years. That was a taste of two big planets there. And now with Pluto moving in, Aquarius is all about change, social change, and the power of society, the power of the people. So last time, when I was reading up on this, last time Pluto was in Aquarius was from 1778 to 1798. And that was the time of the American Constitution. And the first three words of that is "we the people." So that's the vibe here that we're going into with Pluto in Aquarius. And I think it feels really positive and exciting. So all of that, I know it's not March yet, but that's all what's going on in March. So just kind of know that the next 2 months are kind of leading up to that, clearing the decks and so on. So that's the astrology look. Here are my intuitive messages. So these are just messages I've channeled for this period of the next 2 to 3 months. So message 1 is about personal power, and it is be very wary and very aware of people who drain your energy, and be aware of over engaging with those people. Now, they may not be bad people, or they may not be consciously stealing or affecting your energy, but actually that process is rarely conscious. And what matters here is their effect on you. So if you feel depleted, upset, anxious around certain people, be aware of that. And if we can't always get away from people, might be at work or something, but my advice would be not to over engage with these people, and don't give them too much information. Just tell them things on a need to know basis, and just generally be civil and polite, not standoffish or rude, but not giving any more than you need to. Second intuitive message was very simply kindness. So I read a quote from Ram Dass, and it was, "We are all walking each other home." And I found that really powerful. So the idea here is, what kindness are you contributing on a daily basis, in very small ways even, to your individual world? And that will be affecting the wider world energetically as well. Okay, third message is self-doubt. So the message here is, be careful of falling into self-doubt out of fear. Be careful of thinking that other people are better than you in some way, or more capable, or just, more successful, and they've made better choices in life. Because, guess what? They're thinking exactly the same things about other people. And it's just a reminder to remember we're on our own unique path. And that's a unique path that we came here for. And we have our own qualities that are just as good and just as special as and important as anybody else's. Now, linked to this was the fourth message I got, which I'm calling regret at wasted time. So this is that feeling that, I had all this time where I didn't do much and didn't push myself and fill every minute with achievements, maybe during the last 3 years, maybe something else. You hear people saying, I didn't go places and I didn't use that time to learn new skills and change career. Well, no, that's not the point. During that time, whatever it was for you, you were surviving. Life was hard and you survived. And that is a huge achievement. Okay. Maybe you feel like you weren't doing much, but during that time you were resting and you were resetting your mind and body, and you were healing. And you were also, and maybe just subconsciously, consciously or subconsciously, just processing everything that was happening in your life. And that in itself takes a huge amount of energy. It also means that what you were going through was processed. You were processing it at the time, and you were clearing your mind and your soul for the thought processes that you're having now. And now is what's important. Now is the launch pad, or the start for what's next. And, one way or another, you just weren't ready for it before in the way that you are now. And I think we'll all come to realize that. Okay, so they're my intuitive messages. Now, moving on to the cards that I've pulled. And before I even talk about them, can I just say it's such a relief to finally see some nice, positive, uplifting cards. It's been really hard going. And the cards just represent, the cards don't lie. They represent the energies that are out there, they reflect them back. And it has been hard, but they're not lying here either. And it is looking much better. So as I was shuffling, I kept getting the image of green shoots, which is why I've put this little picture here. And this is my quote: things are getting better and it's about time they did so. So first two cards came out together. We've got the Ace of Pentacles and the King of Wands. So Ace of Pentacles, this is a new offer or opportunity. Aces always have the hand of God, just giving something kind of out of the blue. Pentacles relate to work, finances, business, and whatever this opportunity is, it will happen very easily. And this card indicates a clearer idea for you of how you can use your abilities in a practical way. It also indicates that this new offer or opportunity will be successful. So the message is, take that coin, walk through this doorway or gate without any fear or doubt. It's a really reassuring message. And with that, we've got the King of Wands. So who's the King of Wands? He is fire. So Wands is fire. He's a leader. He's confident, kind, warm, strong, very well respected. And he's got those green shoots that I mentioned here coming out of the wand. So this person could be someone else giving you or helping you with this offer. Or it could represent you. So you just taking total ownership of this new opportunity and grasping it and making it your own. And with it being a king, there's a sense of destiny or divine right about this new situation for you. So it's saying, when you're in this situation, work hard, put all that fire, your inner fire and energy and enthusiasm into it. Stay calm and grounded and focused, not like a crazy fire burning all over the place, but like that smoldering, steady burn. And yeah, it looks really good. Such a positive message, these two cards coming out together. And the crystals I put to go with them are our red tiger's eye. Thought it reflected the red in his hair and his gown. And tiger's eye, it's about protection, it's about grounding, and a sense of security, that red, that base chakra. And citrine is just for joy. And that goes with this next card. So it took my breath away seeing this. I was almost expecting something to be a reminder, of, but be careful of this or watch out for that. But no, we've got the 10 of Cups. So 10 of Cups is emotions, and 10 is the end of the Cups journey. So this represents the happy outcome that you deserve after sometimes, great sorrow and hard work in recent times. 10 of Cups, so it's the end of an emotional journey. And the cups here in this rainbow shape, they're upright and they're full. And the people here are celebrating that. They're not dwelling on the flip side of cups, which is tears and hurts and sorrows and so on. So brilliant looking cards for the next 2 or 3 months. Really happy to see them. Okay, so that's the end of my card read. I just want to finish off by talking about a yoga class that I went to yesterday. So I was at Try Yoga. They do a really good offer usually on New Year's Day with free classes. So I went along to a class I hadn't been to before. It was a Kundalini class with a really great teacher, and her name is Sri Sadhana Kaur. And she said a few things in the class that resonated with me, and I thought I'd share with you as well. So she talked about the new year being a time of regeneration, and the class was focused on the heart. So it was all about the Kriya, which is a series of exercises for about opening the heart. And she talked about making plans and resolutions and setting goals from the heart rather than the head, because we tend to do those things from the head. She said the electromagnetic field of the heart is thousands times stronger than the head. So that should be our first port of call. And she also said, we strengthen the heart muscle, but we should also strengthen the heart energetically. So during the class, she kept reminding us to bring our gaze to the third eye. You do a lot of Kundalini yoga with your eyes closed. So it was bringing that inner gaze to the third eye. And she kept just reminding us constantly to come back to the heart center during the class, and to set a heart-based intention for the class and to keep coming back to that. So that could be something, I know it's something I'm going to try and do just in my daily life, keep dropping into the heart and sort of choosing and thinking and making decisions from there. And then another thing she said at the end was to take your light out into the world and share it with the world. She also mentioned about doing what is calling to you. And the other thing she did, she's a singer as well. I put a link. She sells her music on Spotify, but she's got a YouTube channel as well. So she sang some mantras and we joined in. And the two I want to mention that I really liked, the one we did in the class was called Hummy Hum, Tummy Tum, Waheguru. And that one is about opening the heart. So it linked in with the class, opening up the heart. When you feel yourself closing and your heart closing, that mantra opens it up. And so that was the one we did in the class. Another one she played in the class, and it's on YouTube as well, so I'll link to it, is Satanama Ramadasa Sase Sohang. And that's known as the Sri Gayatri, Gaitri mantra. It's fairly recent, from 1973. But basically it's about healing. So it's a healing prayer from Kundalini Yoga. And the translation is sun, moon, earth, infinity. All that is in infinity, I am thee. So you're calling on all the elements of the world, the sun, the moon, and the earth, for healing yourself or for sending that healing out to somebody else. And in mantras, it's the vibrational quality of the sound that's important. So some mantras are actual words from Sanskrit and others are just sounds. They're called bija or seed mantras. So this one, Satanama, I believe each syllable is building up through the chakras. So Sa is the base chakra, Ta is the next chakra up, the orange one. Na is the solar plexus, yellow chakra. Ma in this mantra combines the heart and the throat chakra. Ra is the third eye. I may have mixed that up, but you get the idea. It's moving the energy up through the body from the base up to the third eye and then back down. So just wanted to share that with you. I found it helpful for me and thought you might find it interesting as well. I will link to Sri Sadhana Kaur's music. It's really worth a listen. And have a good next couple of weeks. I'm sure I'll be back before then with some other messages. But I hope the good things that came out of this reading happen for you and things take a turn for the better where they need to in our lives over the next few weeks and months. Okay, thanks for listening, everyone, and I'll talk again soon. Bye-bye.